So the US and Israel have just launched a joint attack on Iran. In fact, this happened last night, but as you can tell by my voice, I clearly just woke up. However, I was awake when the news broke because my sleep schedule fucking sucks. And let me tell you, that was a wild thing to check Twitter too. Like, I just opened it, checked my timeline, and looked to see that Israel has launched missile attacks on Iran. And I was just like, oh wow, we're at war with Iran now. Let's fucking go, I guess. It's not like we got enough problems at home. But anyway, the attack against Iran happened last night in what I said earlier was a joint attack between US and Israel in an operation called Epic Fury. And as of right now, 201 people have been killed and more than 700 have been injured. And among those killed, it is rumored that the leader of Iran, whose name I'm not even gonna try to pronounce, has been killed. I don't know if that's true or not because, as I said, information is still coming out as this is a rapidly developing situation. But as of recording this video right now, it has not been confirmed yet whether or not the leader of Iran was killed. Alright, so quick update. As I was editing this video, it was confirmed by Donald Trump himself that the leader of Iran, whose name, once again, I'm not even going to try to pronounce, was killed. And I just wanted to give this update for two reasons. One, obviously, this is major breaking news that the US and Israel basically just killed Iran's leader. And two, for the rest of this video, I say, it hasn't been confirmed whether or not the leader is alive or dead. And that's because when I was recording this video, the information was still coming out and I didn't know if he was dead or alive because I saw some reports saying he was dead. I saw some reports saying that he was still alive, but now that Trump has come out and confirmed it, as well as many sources across the internet, it's safe to assume that the leader of Iran is now dead. So good riddance to that evil piece of shit, and without further ado, let's get back to the video. But Iran was very quick to retaliate after these strikes, as it is reported, according to an article by Al Jazeera, that Iran did target multiple US bases in response to these strikes. And that's all the information that's come out right now. I don't know about any US allies that have come out in support. I know that the UK Prime Minister has said that there are planes in the sky, but not as an act of support for the US, but rather in a way to protect Britain. And when the attack happened, Trump put out a massive 8-minute long video, I think on his app Truth Social, basically saying that the US conducted military strikes in Iran in cooperation with Israel. Now you might be wondering, why has the US and Israel decided to do this to Iran? As obviously this is something that could easily fucking escalate into something much greater than just a simple missile attack on a foreign country. Well, according to an article by the Associated Press, the strikes came after Trump has pressured Tehran for a deal to constrain its nuclear program, building up a fleet of American warships in the region as the country struggles with growing dissent following nationwide protests. Now, to dive a little deeper into that, basically for decades, the US and Israel have been worried about the potential of Iran developing nuclear weapons, as they are a nation that very much hates the US. They do not like us at all. And if they ever got their hands on a nuclear weapon or started building them, that could potentially spell disaster for us. So the US and Israel tried to strike a deal with Iran, which obviously went nowhere, and it led to the situation that I'm talking about today. But I'm gonna be honest, that reason kind of feels like a load of shit, especially coming from Israel, because Israel has been claiming for years at this point, actually no, decades, for literal decades, Israel, or more specifically Netanyahu, has been claiming that Iran is developing nuclear weapons and they must be stopped. In fact, there are clips literally from the 1980s all the way up to today of Netanyahu saying the exact same fucking thing like a broken record.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly. If they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
But as of right now, Iran does not currently have nuclear weapons, or at least they've not officially said that they have them. So it is very possible that they could have nuclear bombs and they just haven't said anything because they know the US and Israel would throw a shit fit if they said that. I mean, hell, they're literally conducting a joint strike on them because they didn't strike a deal with them concerning their nuclear program. So who fucking knows what the US and Israel would have done if Iran came out and said, yeah, we have nuclear bombs now. Now, obviously, as you you can tell by my general attitude and what I said in the beginning of this video, I do not support this. I am very strongly against this war. In fact, literally when it happened, I fucking played BYOB by System of a Down. Because honestly, what do the US and Israel hope to achieve? Like, what is their overall goal? What, do they want to scare Iran into no longer wanting to develop nuclear bombs? Because after this, they're sure as hell gonna want to develop them if they're fucking striking them because they didn't strike a deal with them. And honestly, the whole reason for this is a load of crap because like, oh, you didn't strike a deal with us, so we're gonna attack you now. Like, what kind of bullshit reason is that? Could you imagine if we did that for every other country we failed to strike a deal with? Now, don't get me wrong, just because I strongly oppose this invasion and potential war with Iran does not mean that I support Iran. I don't know where the fuck people get this logic from. Like, I'm seeing fucking tweets pop up on my timeline of people being like, oh, leftists hate America, like these people are supporting Iran just because they oppose what's going on right now. Like, it's literally the same logic of that pancakes and waffles tweet. Like, people are coming out and being like, oh, I don't support US and Israel striking Iran, and other people will be like, oh, so you support Iran? Like, no, the Iranian regime was evil as fuck, and the guy running it was also evil as fuck. And yeah, sure, that guy had to go. I completely agree, but I don't think a joint strike by the US and Israel was the appropriate action to take, in my opinion. Because just like the US invasion of Venezuela that happened back in January, yeah, sure, the country they invaded, and more so the government, was fucking terrible, and the guy running it was a huge piece of shit that had to go, but US military action was not the appropriate response, in my opinion, and the same goes for this situation, because all it's gonna do is make tensions in the Middle East rise dramatically. People are gonna die, people are gonna get fucking injured. In fact, hundreds of people have already been killed and hundreds more have been injured, like I said before, and it's just gonna be a terrible fucking situation all around. And yeah, sure, there are people supporting this, and I have seen a lot of videos, or some videos, of people in Iran or Iranians all around the world celebrating this, because once again, the Iranian regime was very much dictatorial and evil as shit. But again, I don't think US military action in cooperation with Israel was the appropriate response to it, because it's just gonna be another pointless fucking war fought over something that's kinda stupid in my opinion, and is just gonna lead to countless deaths and is not really going to accomplish much. I mean, in Iran, there's definitely gonna be a change if their leader was killed, which I'm still hearing conflicting reports about, so I don't know for sure if he was. But if the leader of Iran was killed, then this will probably lead to something more, as obviously Iran is not taking these attacks sitting down. Who knows what's gonna fucking happen, or who knows what they're gonna do if it comes out that their leader was officially killed in these attacks. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that the US and Israel are attacking Iran in hopes of a regime change, as there have been massive protests, riots, and massive unrest in the country due to a massive economic crisis, and these protests have been going on for a while, and now the US and Israel have decided to basically step in and kind of issue in a regime change, like I said earlier, in hopes of toppling the Iranian government, which they believe is dictatorial, and obviously it is. Which is why there are many videos of Iranians on social media celebrating. I saw this one video of a woman who is from Iran thanking President Trump for everything that he's doing, and it's why there's a lot of support for what's going on. And I can totally agree, especially for the people living in Iran, living under that extremely dictatorial government. I can understand them being excited about their dictator leader potentially being killed, and now there's hope for a potential regime change. But in my opinion, the US just doesn't really need to get involved in this, especially because we got plenty of fucking problems at home. Our healthcare system is broken as shit. Gun violence is a massive problem. Homelessness is skyrocketing. Inflation is rising. Fucking prices in general of everything are going up, and wages are barely increasing, if they are at all. And our government's just like, best I can do is joint strike Iran. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But anyway, like I said, this is a rapidly developing situation, and if more significant information comes out, I'll probably make a video about it. I don't fucking know. But all I know is that right now, the US and Israel are joint striking Iran. Their leader, may or may not be dead. And the public's reaction has obviously been very mixed, as a lot of people are coming out in support and a lot of people are coming out and condemning it. But regardless, this situation is, like I've said many times throughout this video, quickly unfolding. There's still a ton of information coming out, quite literally as I record this video. Hopefully this situation doesn't escalate into something much, much greater, but like I always say, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. And that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.